Hi everyone, my name is Julie, and today we're traveling to the lands of ancient kingdoms and civilizations of southern India, to the lands where they speak languages old as time itself. Vanakkam, and welcome to the Tamil language. Tamil is spoken by around 70 million people, mostly in India, where it is the official language of the state of Tamil Nadu and the Union Territory of Puducherry. It is also an official language in Sri Lanka and Singapore, and a recognized minority language in Malaysia, Mauritius, and South Africa. It is also one of the 6 classical languages of India. In fact, it was the first to be included in this list, as it possesses an ancient history, rich literary heritage, and independent tradition. India is a country that doesn't lack diversity in any sense. And unlike northern India, where most of the languages belong to the Indo-European language family and are ultimately connected to languages like Persian, Russian, or English, the languages of southern India belong to the Dravidian language family, including Tamil. And this language family has no known or proved connections. The Dravidian language family can be divided in North, Central, South Central, and South branches, Tamil belonging to the latter one. It is the closest to Malayalam, a language spoken in Kerala. The two should have split around the middle of the first millennium AD, and there is a limited degree of mutual intelligibility. So, where do Dravidians come from, and do they even come from anywhere? Some suggest the Iranian plateau as the Dravidian homeland and connect the Dravidian languages to the ancient Elamite language. Another popular theory leads us to the Indus Valley, to the famous Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, one of the first civilizations in the world, which reached its peak around 2200 BC. It is tempting to link this civilization to Dravidians, as we don't know about anyone else who could have been there around this time. Plus, there is one Dravidian language isolate, Brahui, in the middle of the modern-day Pakistan, exactly where the Indus Valley civilization flourished. But we have no proof for now. The inscriptions found there are yet to be deciphered, and some scientists are not even entirely sure that this is even a writing system. And we don't know yet why the Brahuis happen to be where they are. They could be indigenous, or they could have migrated there much later. Here it is important to note that we speak about the language and not genetics. In fact, recent genetic research found that the Asian DNA from the Indus Valley is a mix between ancient ancestral South Indian and ancient Iranian DNA. It seems that early Neolithic farmers from modern-day Iran expanded east and mixed with local indigenous population. We find the same mix in current Indian, especially South Indian population. So yes, there is a connection between the people of the Indus Valley civilization and modern Indians, and that shouldn't surprise us. After all, these people wouldn't have vanished. However, the DNA tests can't tell us what language these people were speaking. Until we decipher the script, we can't say if the language was Dravidian or something else. In terms of connecting the Dravidian language family to other families, there hasn't been much success. It has been compared with Elamite, as we already mentioned, but also with Sumerian, Altaic, Uralic, Japonic, Koreanic, Kartvelian, Afroasiatic, Mongolian, and Australian languages, but without any satisfying result. Since there are some but not enough similarities with several of these language families, it has been included into the Nostratic macrofamily. But this connection would date back more than 10,000 years, and that is something just very difficult to prove. We see some Dravidian loanwords in the Bible and in Rig Veda, the earliest Vedic holy text. The word Dravidian itself comes from the Sanskrit pronunciation of Tamil, which was first Damila, then Dramila, and then became Dravida. The earliest inscription in Tamil dates to 500 BC, written in early Tamil Brahmi script. This script was progressively evolving until the present-day Tamil. The early medieval version of the script, called also the Pallava script, spread across all Southeast Asia, giving birth to scripts like Thai, Khmer, Burmese, Balinese, and many others. In today's Tamil script, there are 12 vowels, 5 short, 5 long and 2 diphthongs, plus 18 consonants. As it is in Abugida, one syllable is made by combining consonant bases with vowel symbols, so we get 216 separate compound letters. And some of the consonants have different pronunciation in different words, which of course adds complexity. The hallmark of Tamil and other Dravidian languages is the abundance of retroflex sounds, consonants pronounced with tongue curled to the upper part of the mouth. These sounds were also adopted in North Indian languages and became a recognizable characteristic of almost all Indian languages. In Tamil, there are retroflex sounds for t, n, l, and the last most interesting sound, which you pronounce almost the same as the l, with your tongue curling up, but without actually touching the roof of the mouth, to get r, something similar to the English r. We find this sound in the word Tamil itself, so it's actually pronounced as Tamir. And in writing, this sound is often shown as ZH for some reason. So I was quite confused first when I saw this and tried to read it as Tamish. But of course, it is always better to hear the language from the native speakers.
திமுக உருவாக்கிய திட்டங்களை முடக்கிய அதிமுகவை மக்கள் முடக்கி வைத்துள்ளதாக முதலமைச்சர் திரு மு க ஸ்டாலின் கூறியுள்ளார். நகர்ப்புற உள்ளாட்சி தேர்தலுக்கான பிரச்சாரம் இன்று மாலை 6 மணியுடன் நிறைவடைய உள்ள நிலையில்
என்ன ஃபீல் பண்றீங்க? என்ன பண்ண போறோம் நாங்க?
சிலதெல்லாம் விட்டுட்டீங்க.
சிலதெல்லாம் விட்டோமா?
பேண்ட்ல வசத்துல இல்ல.
ஓகே, அதெல்லாம் கேட்டு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்காக தான் இருக்கும். மியூசிக் அளவுக்கு உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்ச இன்னொரு விஷயம் விளையாட்டுல ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? எது உங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்னுட்டு?
வசீகரா என் நெஞ்சினிக்க உன் பொன்மடியில் தூங்கினால் போதும் அதே கணம் என் கண்ணுறங்கா உன் ஜென்மங்களின் ஏக்கங்கள் தீரும்.
It is important to say that there is a big difference between formal Tamil, which is used for writing and for formal situations, and spoken Tamil, which varies from region to region. There is a sort of a diglossia among Tamil people, since they should know both formal and informal forms, and they don't read as they write. There is no equivalent for the verb to be, so the phrase "that is my house" can be literally translated as "that my house." But when the verb is there, it always goes at the end, as this is a SOV language. Unlike English, Tamil is agglutinative. It is when the meaning is added to the words by different suffixes, particles, and markers, resulting in very, very long and complex words. Tamil grammar is quite complex, as in addition to 3 verb tenses, there are 9 cases for nouns. There are 3 genders, and here there is a division into conscious beings like gods and humans, which could be male or female, and the unconscious, like objects, animals, and children, obviously, and these don't have a gender. Exactly like in English, but with added pronouns for plural conscious and plural unconscious, and honorific forms for all the conscious beings, plus inclusive and exclusive we. So actually a lot of information is given in the pronoun alone. Tamil is also very rich in verbal modes and aspects. Thanks to the agglutination, it can add different markers to the verbs to indicate subtle meanings. Let me just read this example and you will understand what I mean. I climbed into the bucket and sat there for a while. Grandmother, I thought to myself, must not see me on her way back from the heap of grain in the courtyard. I guess I may have peeked out to see if she was coming. Probably the cement pillar to which the pulley and its support were attached blocked my view, so it's quite possible that I stretched my neck out to see past the pillar, to see if she was coming. But I must have held fast to the rim of the bucket. The bucket must have tilted and fallen into the well. So you see how this nuanced verbal modality that shows probability, assumption, guessing, allows for an interesting artistic and poetic expression. It is said that the grammar of Tamil and its poetry tradition was created by the Vedic sage Agastya, who arrived to South India from the north. He wrote Agatyam, the first book on Tamil grammar, now lost, and organized poet academies called Sangam, where illustrious poets, among them no other than Lord Shiva himself, gathered to compose poetry. There were 3 Sangams in total, and it is incredibly difficult to date them. Tamil tradition would date them no sooner than 10,000 BC, but it is more likely that they were operating somewhere between 300 BC and 300 AD. We have thousands of beautiful and exquisite poems remaining from this period. Tamil language nowadays is perceived by Tamils as the core of their identity. Tamil nationalists even want to purify Tamil from Sanskrit, which would be impossible as the 2 languages coexisted in the same space and infused vocabulary and features into each other for centuries. India has always been an extremely diverse multicultural society, and since the beginning of times, multilingualism was a norm. It only seems natural and enriching, in my humble opinion of course, that it stays that way. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more and check out my Patreon where my top tier subscribers, here are their names, vote on the next language videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you in our next exploration.